Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Prajan, I have one question.
Speak louder, closer to the microphone.
When I meditate almost every day, I was feel numbers from my neck until the whole body. It made me not to push myself because I didn't know that is my body problem or mental problem. So I just practice 2 days eat and 1 day's fasting and sleep between 5 until 7 hours a day. So Prajan have advice to me.
Can you speak closer to the microphone and speak louder?
Prajan, when I meditate almost every day, I was feel numbers from my neck until the whole body. It made me not to push myself cause I didn't know that is my problem, that is my body problem or my mental problem. So I just practice 2 days eat and 1 day fasting and sleep between 5 until 7 hours a day. So Prajan have advice to me how to I improve my practice.
Well, if the numbness of the body is only happen when you meditate, then it's probably your defilement, your kilesa. So you can ignore it. But if it continues after you meditate, then maybe you have to go to see a doctor and find out what's wrong with your body. So if it only happen when you meditate, when you finish meditating, it disappears, and you don't have anything to worry about. Just continue with your meditation and ignore the numbness. Okay?
Okay, thank you, Ajahn.
Namaskaran, Frajan. I wanted to say when I try to do breath meditation, anapanasati meditation, then many times in the beginning it is feeling nice and calm, but afterwards I feel, oh, maybe I'm controlling the breath, or I think, oh, I shouldn't meditate like this, I should meditate in some other way. And a lot of these thoughts come in my mind. And sometimes I even think, oh, if I don't meditate correctly, I might have a heart attack. So all of this goes on in my mind, and then I have difficulty in following the breath. So could you please guide me?
You have to switch to chanting. Do some chanting or recite some short verses like Buddhang Saranang Gacchami, Dhammang Saranang Gacchami. Because your mind wants to think now. So let it think in terms of the Dhamma. Okay. Think of Buddho, Dhammo, Sangho. Think of Anicca, Dukkha, Anatta.
Yes.
Then after a while, you'll stop thinking. Then you can come back and watch your breath again.
Okay.
Okay? Try it out. See how it works.
Okay. Thank you, Fraja.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
Prajan, actually this question is not from me, but mostly from my friend. They ask how Prajan can change someone from don't want to meditate until want to meditate.
I don't change them. It's up to them to change themselves. After they're listening to the benefit of being able to meditate, then they might be interested and change their mind. Before, they might not understand what's the purpose of meditation. But once you know that it's make you happier, make you less sad, less unhappy, then you will then be interested to do the meditation.
Okay. The second question, Prajan, how can someone get fast progress in meditation for short time?
Short time is very hard to get any progress because you don't have enough time. You have to put in a lot of time before you see any progress. So you have to be patient and don't expect that you can get any progress just doing it for a short time only. You have to be patient and put in more time for your practice. Then one day you will get the progress you want.
Okay, thank you, Prajan.
Speak close to the mouth.
Good afternoon. I'm very glad to be here again, to come back. And I thank you for this opportunity to ask some questions. And we have many questions again from our friends, from some people from Russia. So we appreciate this chance.
Please speak louder, okay? Speak a little bit louder.
Loud. Okay. The first question is there a life mission for a person? Like for some scientists, it was probably to make a big discovery, and for great artists to create a masterpiece. How to understand in which field to develop, how to serve people better?
Well, the best way to serve people is to become a monk. Because this is the only way you can help people stop suffering permanently. Everything else that you achieve cannot stop suffering. So the Buddha became a monk, and he could help save a lot of people from suffering. This is the best achievement in the world. If you want to achieve anything, become a Buddha or his noble disciple. Everything else is not great achievement. Whether you can paint a Mona Lisa or you can build a rocket, this thing cannot stop suffering. But with the enlightenment of a noble disciple or the Buddha, you can stop this suffering forever. So the best achievement is to become a monk, to become an enlightened, a Buddha or a noble disciple.
Okay, thank you. The second, a question from an astrologer. Is astrology helpful? Are predictions helpful for people, or they should discover their life path by themselves? Is it possible to predict things in life?
There are some predictions which is not important, and there are some predictions that are important to know. And what is important to know is that our future, our body is going to get old, get sick, and die. That's a good prediction and a true prediction. Everything else is not important. If you can know your future, that you're going to get old, get sick, and die, then you can do something about it now. Right now, you don't want to get old, get sick, and die. So you get suffering when you get old, get sick, and die. But you can change this, get rid of this suffering by practicing meditation. Once you have mastered meditation, your mind can become calm and peaceful. Then you will have no suffering when you get old, get sick, or die. So if you want to know the future, just know these three things. You're going to get old, get sick, and die. And no one or anybody can stop it from happening. Other thing is not important. Okay,
thank you. Next one. A person has health problems, compression of vertebrae, that puts pressure on her nerves. How to deal with pain? What are the karmic reasons of health problems? Can it be because she does or speaks something in the wrong way?
Well, the problem with body are many causes. It can be anything. You have to ask the doctor for this. But how to deal with the sickness, the pain, we use meditation in Buddhism. When we meditate, the mind becomes still, does not react to the pain, and then the pain cannot cause any suffering in the mind. The mind can be happy living with the pain. So this is what we have to do, learn to live happily with the pain. Because once you are happy living with the pain, then you have no afraid of pain. You can welcome it any time when it comes. Okay, understand?
Yes, thank you. A person has said 2 10-day Vipassana courses in Goenkaji Burmese tradition, and it was very difficult for him. He says it was almost like death. he suffered a lot as he is very sensitive. He is not sure he understood the technique in the right way, but he feels very significant results regarding body and mind. How to understand that this or that kind of meditation fits a person? Can meditating in right way be scary and difficult?
Well, doing meditation is sometimes like running a marathon. Before you can run a marathon, you have to start from a short distance first. Running 1 kilometer, then increase to 2 kilometers, and so on. To go practice full time in meditation for a beginner is difficult, very hard to do. So a beginner has to practice maybe half an hour first a day, then increase to 40 minutes to 50 minutes a day, and then maybe on a day off when there's no work to do, maybe meditation all day. You have to go step by step according to your ability to meditate. Mm-hmm. If you can do it right away, go ahead. If you can go and practice right away for 10 days, then you can do that, then it's okay. But if you could not do that yet, then you have to start from the first step first. Do it slowly and build up gradually. Build up your strength gradually.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you. Same person is asking about anger towards his children. It's hard for him to control the anger, and he can even beat his child, which causes immense suffering to his body and mind. How to understand reasons behind such behavior? How to change it?
Well, his problem is his desire to control his children. And once he could not control them, he becomes frustrated, become angry. So he has to change his attitude toward his children. Leave them alone. Don't try to control them. You can teach them, tell them what's wrong, what's right, but if they don't want to follow, then it's up to them. If they want to go to jail, that's their problem. You have done your job. Your parents is like a teacher. You teach your children what is good, what is bad for them. But you cannot force them to do what is good or bad. They have to decide for themselves. So don't try to control them. Because when you try and you cannot control them, you become angry, you can become sad, frustrated. Mm-hmm. So you have to let go of your attachment to your children. You can love them, but love them without attachment. Love them like you love other people. You want them to be happy, so you teach them the right thing, the good thing. But if they don't want to follow what you say, then it's too bad. You cannot do anything.
Thank you. Then Ajahn has given us advice to help ourselves first and only then to help others. But to realize anatta, we should lessen our ego and behave like servants of other people, giving more attention to them than to ourselves. How to find balance in these two modes of life?
It depends on how much you can let go of your ego. If you still attach strongly to your ego, then you cannot treat yourself as a servant yet. Then you just have to treat yourself naturally, whichever way you want to treat yourself to be. But you will have to pay the consequence. If you think you're good, you're better than somebody, and then you find somebody who might be good or better than you, then you can be sad. But if you think you're not as good as them, then you don't feel bad if they are better than you. So it's up to you how much suffering you want to take. The more suffering, then you think of yourself as being great. Then when somebody's find that when you find somebody become greater than you, then you can become sad. But if you lower yourself down and you see everybody is greater than you, then you don't feel sad. So it's a matter of how you want to How do you want to feel, good or bad? If you want to feel bad, you have to think yourself great. But you want to feel good, you think yourself as being low, being a servant.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you. We spoke a lot about a Subha practice, but it seems for many women, sexual desire is not a major affliction. Should such women or men practice a Subha as well, or they should practice other types of meditations aimed at their particular kilesas?
Well, Asubha practice is for those who want to keep the 8 precepts. If you want to keep the 8 precepts, then you cannot have sexual intercourse. So when you have sexual desire, you have to use Asubha practice to stop your sexual desire. But if you just keep the 5 precepts, then you don't need to practice the Asubha yet. You can have sex anytime you want, as much as you want. But when you become a monk or you keep the 8 precepts, then you have to stop. And in order to stop your desire, you have to practice Asubha. See the body as not good looking. Then you will have no sexual desire coming up. So it depends on the level of practice. If you're just on the 5 precepts, then you don't need to practice the Asubha. But if you practice the 8 precepts, like when you're staying in the temple, you have to practice keeping the 8 precepts. You cannot have sexual intercourse with anybody. So you have to tame your sexual desire by using Asubha practice. Understand?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. We will translate, Maria, we will translate after our talks for
Okay.
other people
Good,
also.
good.
So we have 2 more questions.
Sure,
Okay?
go ahead. No problem.
What is spirituality and what is meditation? How to start to meditate?
What is spiritual one?
Spirituality,
Spirituality.
spirituality.
Yes. And what?
And what is spirituality and what is meditation? How to start to meditate?
Well, meditation is the practice of spirituality. You want to improve your spirit. Your spirit is your mind, not your body. Your mind right now is very, very unhappy. You have lots of dissatisfaction. You have a lot of unhappiness. You can get rid of this thing by the practice of meditation. Because when you meditate, when your mind becomes calm, your mind becomes happy. Then your unhappiness, your dissatisfaction will disappear. So this is what we do with meditation to improve our spirit, to make our spirit become totally happy all the time, like the Buddha. The Buddha spirit is always happy all the time. It's a happy Buddha. It's a happy spirit. That's what meditation do for the spirit. It doesn't do for the body. The body will still get old, get sick and die. You cannot stop the body from getting old, getting sick and die from meditation. But you can use meditation to make your mind happier until reaching the highest point of happiness. Okay?
Okay. And the last question. If all the people find happiness in themselves, can progress of humanity be possible?
If everybody is happy, then there will be no problem. The problem is we are not happy. So we try to find happiness from some other people. And then we end up finding more unhappiness. So we end up sometimes doing bad things to each other. Because we could not get what we want from them. We expect to get happiness from them. But it turns out they give us more sadness, more unhappiness, more suffering. So sometimes we end up fighting and killing each other. So if we have happiness within ourselves, then we don't need to go after anybody for happiness. So everybody will live happily if everybody can make themselves happy. Okay, does this answer the question?
That's all.
Okay.
For today.
Oh, fine, no problem. Please speak close to the microphone.
All right, is this good?
No, closer.
Closer.
Yeah.
Like that?
A little bit more.
Okay, this.
Good. Speak
Okay.
loud.
Ajahn, I have a personal question about my practice. When I keep my mind on Buddha, on my meditation object, I get into like a sleepy type of concentration, and my mind begins to interpret the Buddha in a way that it tries to make sense out of that word.
Mm-hmm.
It tries to like turn it into meaning.
Mm-hmm.
And I notice that it's like a pattern every time I do it. It tries to put meaning, like, oh, this means, and then it makes up a story, even though it doesn't wander off the meditation object. It stays at Buddha.
Just try to stay with the word Buddha. Don't try to analyze or think anything about it. The goal is to stop thinking. So ignore all the other things that might appear during your meditation. Just focus only on the word itself. Buddha, Buddha, Buddha. This way we will concentrate the mind and make it become still, peaceful and happy.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. Don't pay attention to the other thing that you might start to think about the word Buddha, start to analyze or anything like that. Just ignore it. You cannot stop them. Just ignore them. Just pay attention to your Buddha, the word only. Eventually everything else will disappear if you stay with Buddha only.
And then just one more question. If I notice myself doing that and I come back to it, that's good enough, right?
That's right. Just stick with Buddha all the time. Eventually when your mind becomes very concentrated with Buddha, it will stop thinking and it will drop like falling from a high place, and then your mind will become peaceful and calm and still. Then you don't have to do any Buddha anymore. Once the mind becomes still, you just enjoy the peace and happiness from that.
Okay. Thank you, Ajahn.
So don't be distracted away from Buddha. Stick with the word Buddha only. If you use the word Buddha, some people might use the breath. If you use the breath, you stick with the breath. Don't try to analyze the breath. Don't try to force the breath. Just watch the breath. Then the breath will then make your mind become still by watching the breath only. And don't be distracted by any happening that might occur during your meditation. Okay? All right.
Thanks,
Anything
Ajahn.
else?
Thank you. That's all for me.
All right. Next.
Thank you. Good afternoon. We thank you for this opportunity to ask question. Louder.
Yes, speak louder.
Louder.
Please. Yeah.
Okay. We appreciate this chance, and we have several questions from our friends. Again, the first one: 2 of 7 factors of enlightenment, calmness, passaddhi, and joy, piti. Will they develop themselves when we practice samadhi, or we need to intentionally develop them? If yes, could Ajahn advise how to develop them?
Oh, they come after your mindfulness. Just focus on your meditation object, like breathing or the word mantra, Buddha, Buddha. Then eventually these other things will follow through. You don't have to worry about them.
Okay. Thank you. Next one. When I contemplate, when I contemplate anicca or dukkha, especially in long meditation retreats, it doesn't really lead to equanimity. Even in ordinary life, after retreats, sometimes a very acute feeling arises, then everybody dear to me will die. even in happy moments of spending time together. I'm afraid to have any attachment cause I foresee that these people will die and it will be hard for me to bear it. I cannot understand if it is kilesa or fear or right way to develop wisdom of anicca. If latter, how to develop equanimity with these insights, because now it's mostly heartbreaking.
No, equanimity, you have to develop it through meditation first, by getting your mind into jhana. Once you got to the fourth jhana, your mind will have equanimity. But when you come out of jhana, this equanimity can be slowly disappear from your mind. If you want to maintain this equanimity, you have to use wisdom or mindfulness. Sometimes equanimity can be gone because of fear. For instance, if you start thinking about death and you start to be afraid, then the equanimity that you have from samadhi can disappear. If you want the equanimity to come back, you have to stop the fear by accepting the anicca aspect of the body. The body is temporary. It will have to get old, get sick and die. Once you can accept death or aging sickness, then the fear will disappear. Then the equanimity will come back. So you first need to have equanimity first. You cannot use wisdom to develop equanimity. You have to have equanimity through mindfulness practice, mindfulness meditation first. Once you have, then you want to maintain this by using wisdom. When fear or greed or craving force the equanimity to disappear, then you have to stop your fear or your craving. If you can stop, then you can get your equanimity back. That's why you have to develop samadhi first. You have equanimity. Then you develop wisdom to protect your equanimity from samadhi.
Thank you. Sometimes I feel pressure to do good deeds, not because I want, but because I have to, and I'm afraid to make a mistake. For example, if the thought comes during a meditation retreat that I need to donate such and such amount of money, this thought might seem scary to me, but I'm afraid to disobey it because I don't want to make a mistake and feel bad in the end. And such thoughts can become obsessive and distracting even during practicing sati in daily life. I feel that following thoughts or emotions, even if they lead to good deeds, is something contrary to the freedom of mind or success in meditation practice, sati or samadhi. How to deal with such situation?
You want to do good things and you're afraid that you might not do it correctly, right? Well, you have to accept the fact that we are not perfect. We are not perfect. And so sometimes we might not be able to do everything perfectly. So we have to accept this limitation and just do our best. And whatever that comes from it, we have to accept that. Don't be a perfectionist. Be a realist. Be a pragmatic. Do what you can, and whatever the outcome you get, that's what you get. Doesn't have to be perfect all the time.
Thank you. Next one. I don't fully understand whether there is a freedom of choice. On the one hand, I doesn't exist. There is nobody who can make choice. Everything in the world is moving naturally and unfolding according to the laws of nature. On the other hand, the teaching says that we need to follow sila, meaning not to do certain things, and on the contrary, develop generosity. do good deeds and donate to charity. It sounds like in some moments of our life we still have to make choice, for example, sleep or meditate. But who is making the decision to do or not to do something? Who is putting in right effort to follow the path? So, do we have the freedom or choice? And if yes, in which situation?
Yes, we have choice to make all the time. You have the choice to stay here now, or you have the choice to get up and go away. So these are the choices we make every day. Good choices bring happiness to us. Bad choices bring trouble to us. So if we want to avoid trouble, then don't do bad choices. Don't take bad choices. Take good choices so you can get happiness from your decision. So this is the mind, see? And it doesn't have to be a self or a person. It's just the working of the mind. The mind can think of good things and do good things and reap the result, the happiness as a result. But if the mind do bad things, think about bad things, the mind can reap troubles or problems. So you have to watch your thinking. Make sure that you choose the right decision, make the right decision. And the easiest way is to follow the Buddha's teaching. Like stop doing bad things like killing, stealing, committing adultery, lying, or drinking alcohol. These are bad choices. And do good choices like give away some of your money to charity, helping those who are in need of help, for instance. These are good choices. It will bring you happiness. And if you want higher form of happiness, you should attend a meditation retreat and practice meditation. Then you get a better form of happiness from meditation. Okay?
Okay, thank you. My name is Igor. I live in Minsk, Belarus. Could Ajahn please answer my question? I'm afraid I have many fears. I can't accept reality as it is. I'm always dissatisfied for this reason and that reason, or that reason. Because of that, I lack inner energy and I'm not confident. What can I do?
Your mind is weak. It's not calm enough to accept reality yet. Your mind is still under the influence of your defilement. So you have to practice meditation to calm down your mind first. Once your mind becomes calm enough, it will be more rational. Then it will be easy for the mind to accept reality. So don't use wisdom now, because your mind is not strong enough to accept the wisdom, the truth of the wisdom that you realize. So you have to practice meditation to have more equanimity first. Once you have equanimity, then you can accept anything. That is real, that is true. Okay?
Yes. If a person wants to become a Buddha in future, what is the way to progress? Or is this an unattainable goal?
It's attainable, but it's very difficult, hard to achieve. It's easier to be a disciple of the Buddha, because you don't have to search blindly by yourself. When you become a disciple, you have someone to guide you to become enlightened. So if you come across the teaching of the Buddha right now, you should follow the Buddha's teaching. You don't need to develop to become a Buddha yourself. Because if you want to develop to become Buddha yourself, you have to do it when there's no teaching of the Buddha around you. Then you have to search the way blindly by yourself. But if you find someone who knows the path, then it's easier to follow that someone to take you to Nibbana, or to enlightenment. So it depends on what kind of situation you happen to be in. If you are born this time and you are you come across the teaching of the Buddha, then you don't need to become a Buddha yourself. You can become the disciple of the Buddha, which attain the same achievement, which is Nibbana. But if you have no Buddhism, no Buddha's teaching around, then you have to rely on your own. You have to search for the enlightenment yourself, which will be much more difficult. Like a blind person walking by himself, or a blind person with someone leading the way. We are like blind people. We don't know how to get to enlightenment. If we have to do it alone, it will be much difficult. Take a lot longer time. But if we have someone who knows the way, we can follow that person, and then we can become enlightened very easily and quickly. So it depends on where the time you were born as human, whether there's a teaching of the Buddha around or not. If not, then you just have to search by yourself.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Next one, will all the living beings achieve enlightenment in the end, according to Buddhism?
Well, theoretically yes, but practically no. Very difficult for someone to become enlightened. Very small amount. The Buddha compared enlightened people like the horns of a cow, of a bull. There's only 2 horns, and those who doesn't become enlightened like this, the hair of the bull. You got lots of hair on the body, right? But there's only 2 horns. So enlightened people are like the horn of the bull. While unenlightened people are those who are like the hair of the bull. So you have lots of unenlightened people, very few enlightened people. Because it's not easy to achieve enlightenment. It takes a lot of hard work and effort and sacrifice.
Thank you. Can an arahant know what happens after death? If there is no more rebirth, what remains and where does it remain?
It remains in the same place. Like now, our mind doesn't have a place because the mind doesn't have a body like the body. So it exists as a knowing element. And this knowing element doesn't need to have a place to exist. So it remains in the same place. What changes is in the knowing element itself. From a knowing element with cravings to a knowing element without any craving. A knowing element with peace and happiness. Same element, but same different quality in the knowing element.
Okay. If chittas remain separated, does it mean that subject-object duality remains? Is there a limited number of chittas then from the beginning? Or new chittas can also appear? Or still, is there some universal, all-embracing mind on the highest non-conventional level of reality?
These are the questions the Buddha tried to avoid answering because it's not important. What's important is how to get rid of your suffering.
Okay. Okay, thank you. And the last one. Is it better to have no children and not start a family in order to develop in meditation? Is it possible to seriously develop in meditation up to noble attainments with your partner or while having a family? Okay.
If you become enlightened, then you don't want to live with anybody. You want to live alone because everybody to you is dukkha. It's suffering, it's trouble, problem. So once you become enlightened, it means you see everything around you as trouble. So you don't want to have anything to do with them if possible. So you go live alone. Okay.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Yes, thank you very much. Thanks a lot, Ajahn. And we will translate your replies.
Okay.
And also, Maria now are translating your books
Okay.
for Russian people, and we hope we will go on learning
Good.
knowledges.
If you're still around, you can still ask me more questions in the morning.
Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot
Okay.
for your help.
You're welcome.
And you are one of the most inspiration.
Inspiration. Okay.
Person, yes.
Right.
I'm nervous a little. Sorry.
Does anybody have any question? You're welcome to ask if you like. Okay, you want no more question? Okay. All right. That's about all the time we have for today then. Okay.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead.
I don't know if I have a question for the ceremony now. Can I ask the question for the Buddhism in general or for the ceremony now?
Anything you want to ask.
Okay. Okay. Where the a monk live in? Do you have a village, or do you live in near to the temple, or?
Who, monks like
Yeah,
us, like me?
Yes.
We live in a temple. We have separate houses nearby here.
Okay. Okay. And the Buddhism is like how you decide to live. Is it like a religion, or because it's really similar, but I don't know if it's the religion or just how to decide to live.
It's a system training the mind, to train the mind. Not a religion. It's how to do things, how to make your mind happy, how to make your mind calm, how not to make yourself not hurting other people. It's a system of training the mind, not a religion.
Okay.
There's no God here in Buddhism. God has no place in Buddhism.
Okay.
What is the main thing in Buddhism is karma, your action, what you do. If you do bad thing, it can hurt you. If you don't want to hurt yourself, then don't do bad thing, like killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, lying, drinking alcohol, for instance. This action will hurt you. So if you don't want to hurt yourself, you have to stop doing this thing. If you want to make yourself happy, you do good thing for other people. Help other people, make other people happy. And if you want to have more happiness, you can sit down and meditate, do meditation, like we do here now, to make ourselves happy. It's a method of training the mind to be happy and not to be harmful to other people or ourselves.
Okay. So if the people have any religion, he can be also Buddhist.
Yes, everybody can become Buddhist.
Okay.
We have many other religions who became Buddhist. We have Westerners who were raised in the Christian tradition, and then they could not find the happiness that they wanted. So when they discover Buddhism, they think this is the thing that will help them to make them happy. So they come and study, and some of them became monks also.
Okay. And my last question is why a monk or woman have to cut hair and cut the hair body?
Because hair is a problem. See, if you have hair, you have to have comb, you have to have shampoo, you have
Okay.
many things to do. When you shave, then there's nothing to worry about the hair anymore.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Kapunka.
The essence of meditation is to close your eyes and look inwards directly at your heart, to look into the eyes of your spirit to hear it. Is this correct?
No, not correct. The essence of meditation is to be mindful of an object, such as your breathing. When you meditate, you focus your attention on your breathing. Focus on your breath coming in and going out. Keep watching. This will then lead your mind to stillness, to become calm and become happy. Okay.